Hey guys, this is DFD, aka Dark Frozen Depths, and I'm back with some more stuff I managed to find out for Kamihime project. There's quite a few things actually. Now, first and foremost, at the time I'm recording this, is probably going to go into maintenance, like right in about 20 minutes or so. So there's that, and I'm also grinding this event because I now had the chance to. I've been kind of busy with work lately, so I haven't been able to do anything with it, and then I wasn't exactly feeling too well earlier, but I am now. But anyways, a few things I managed to find out. Now, first and foremost, Tower of Malice, the Dark One, should be showing up this upcoming month. I mean, not Dark, Light. It's Tower of Malice Light. You need Dark Element for it. Now, the thing with that is that you're going to end up needing to break out what is deemed the weakest element in the game if you want to get some medals. It's going to be a little bit tricky too because, as far as I know, not too many Kamihime have any debuffs that actually reduce attack power or anything like that. So most of the good ones are in the SR category or above. But as far as I know, it's not too bad because you got a lot of damage over time characters too, which can slowly help you out. I mean, it is speed based, but what can you really do? At least they have something. Now, when it comes to going up the tower and everything, there's going to be a lot of light enemies, but when you go off element, at least there's no chance of any sort of weakness, so that's a little bit of a saving grace. But when it comes to doing any tower event, the whole key thing is to try and get the 10,000 medals, so you can actually get the brick, because that's going to be a break limit item for SSR weapons. And quite frankly, now that we have the skill checker thing, you can start getting break limit items for both SSR stuff, because there's an Adolan one too. The skill checker is going to be the way to get that one, and you need at least top 500 to guarantee you get it in one go. So try your best on damaging and all that too. That's going to be here for a while. It'll probably be around the same time the tower is. There's not much else I can really say to that. In the case of the accessory quest, if what I'm hearing on my Discord is correct, we're going to have it around October, the 6th layer, which is rank 6. That is going to be more difficult than what we have already. And quite frankly, I don't find it to be too difficult as is right now. But I do know for a fact it's going to be very, very hellish if you are not prepared. So keep that in mind. But it does up your chances of getting some of the SSR stuff, because you should have a better rate of platinum chest dropping, so you can get SSR accessories, especially the ancient ones. And then most after that is probably going to end up being rank 7. So if that info is correct, that means we will get rank 7 accessory quests within a span of, I'd say, a third to maybe half a year from right now. And that's going to introduce something else. The very next video I do where I'm talking is going to have that. So keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to one more thing as well that we have along the way, is going to be the tier 4 souls. We still have a ways to go for that one. It's probably at least another year. But the biggest thing is that you need to prepare yourself, because it's going to be one hell of a grind. So I know a lot of people are probably going to get the tier 4 Shingen because she practically snaps the game in half. I might get the tier 4 Herc, and she's not really a disappointment. It's just the fact that too many people in DMM expected her to be AoE buffing, when that's not how she's made. I don't see how anybody's overlooked that one, but okay. But tier 4 Herc is definitely going to be stronger than the current one. Medea is actually a very, very good one that people like. She's the tier 4 Solomon. And then there's a lot of different ones that are pretty good too. the tier 4 Siegfried might even be good. It's just the fact that nobody really uses Siegfried, so I don't know if anybody's ever going to try her out anytime soon. But quite frankly, stun damage is actually very strong if you know how to use it, so it could be a blessing and a curse. But when it comes to any of these tier 4 souls, it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of progress in order to unlock them, so you're going to have to do quite a bit of work. And that's just to get one of them. And I still don't know for sure, but hopefully it is the case. You only have to repeat step 5 when you try to get the other elements for that soul, because it is broken down that much, so definitely focus on your main element and the soul you want to use for it, because it's going to be serious. You can't even get all the items until they come out too, but you can get a lot of it along the way, which will cut down your grind. So you may want to start racking up a whole bunch of stuff. It does include regalias and even canvases, so that's something to know. Speaking of that type of stuff, we will be getting the Guardian Angel raid bosses soon. I just don't know when. But that's another thing to look forward to as well. They're actually going to be a little bit easier than the current fights we have right now. They just have way more HP. But even then, people are getting quite strong in this game. So it may not take long to actually kill those type of fights. There is a Phantom one too, so keep that in mind. But that Phantom one might be dangerous when you invite other people, because depending on how long the fight is, she may end up getting all these different types of buffs, because keep in mind, you're fighting the same boss, but her AI is different between each player. So when she uses her burst, she might get her fire attack buff on you, but then she might get a water one on a different person. If she gets one of all 6 elements, she's going to nuke everybody for damage you could just not resist. So it's more of a time limit type thing for that fight. So a lot of the Guardian Angel ones are going to have some weird little perks or whatnot to them. It's not too bad, but what does open up is the access to a lot of strong weapons. And I do believe that's also the point where we're able to trade for the Phantom element weapons. So you can start getting your Phantom axes and your Phantom hammers and all that. So there's going to be a lot that opens up when that happens. But that's also could be months away, I'm not fully sure. Now, last thing I really have to mention too is that, you know how there's a miracle ticket for Kamihime and all that? Well, there's also the special miracle ticket we all know about, which is 150 Dragonic Eyes. You can get anything in the game at that point if you get that one. But the bigger thing that I just recently caught wind of, thanks to one of my union members who plays the DMM version as well, there's another miracle ticket that's going to be coming out way later down the line. It's going to be for the 100% add-ons, probably the 120 ones too. But it's going to be like double the price of the normal miracle tickets. So if you don't have enough 100% luck, you might actually be able to get that one. But it's going to be expensive. Very, very expensive. It's like twice the cost of a normal one. But in some ways I can see why, because you'll get way more use out of a 100% add-on than a specific Kamihime. Unless you're just like using that team non-stop like I am with my light team. But in the case of that 100% add-on, it's just, you have to be sure to get the ones that you know you're going to use. Everybody says to throw light at it, but when tier 4 Shingen comes out, I don't think it's really going to matter what element you pick, because all of them will get pretty good at that point. Even Dark, even though they'll still be behind everybody else. But the main thing about the tier 4 Shingen is the fact that it really hypes up burst speed to the point where you can do like full burst 3 times in a row, but more if you use elixirs too, which is just cheating at that point. But it's the fact that Light's always had a very good burst speed advantage over the other elements. So that said, just simply pick your main element and go from there. Now, as far as it goes with how damage is and everything, Thunder, Fire, and Water all are more capable of doing more damage overall than Light. But Light is in a much better position than the rest of them, because it's got way better range of different types of stuff you could or may not use. It's all preference if you really want to come down to it. It is very dependent on what you really want to go with. But as far as I know, we have all the best light Kamihime in the game right now. Unless there's going to be some more later down the line, which can always happen because you know they're always making some more content and whatnot. But as far as I know, at least looking at the wiki, there's only like a light version of Bao that comes out, and then nothing else towards light, basically. Unless it's limited. Well, even that Bao is limited. But that's the thing. Once you get Michael, Tish, Iris, and Lug, you're pretty much set for light. I would get Soul and Metatron on top of that as well. Once you get all that, you're more than set for light, and I'd say you pretty much just won with that team. I'm one character away from all that, to be quite honest, because I have all of the 5 I've mentioned, well, all of the 6 I mentioned except for Lug. And I can also make it go even further by getting Take. And, not just Take, but, I think it was Light Frey that was pretty good, too. At least on the defensive aspect. Then there's still Awakenings, like Arrows didn't get hers, and she's she's a very strong defensive, Kami when you get that one. But they're not, like, damage cut, so that's where Light kind of lacks. That's practically my plans for Light, to just try and get as many of them as I can, because Dark Tower's going to be after that Light one. But the thing is, pick whatever element, and go from there. It all depends on what you reroll, or when you decide to stop, because you can reroll until you get, like, 4 Light SSR, if you want, or just keep rerolling until you somehow get, like, 5 in one go for, Fire. Who knows? It depends on your patience. And while it is very, very low chance of that happening, it still doesn't change the fact that it could happen. So, all rerolling is just patience. Because you're guaranteed to get whatever you want as long as you just keep doing it. That's the bottom line. It just depends on how long the game wants it to take. Simple as that. But, anyways, that's it for that. The only other thing I can mention is that there's also something else that I've seen on that Discord. I might post a picture about it. I have no clue what it is, and it's looking kind of interesting because it may be another Guardian type thing. Like, you know how there's Union Guardians and all that. It may be another Guardian type thing for that. So, if I'm right, that might indeed be another way to do that. So we may actually get more use out of that. I have no clue. So, that's something where I'm actually asking for your help on this, guys, because I don't know. But, anyways, I'm going to get back to grinding this. More of the stuff is going to come soon because I didn't post the solo of this. And, like I said, accessory video is the next one I do where I use my voice. We're going to go over that. But anyways, that's all for now, guys. Take care.